we are going to dive straight into the 7 ways you can raise your vibrations permanently so that all things manifest easily for you, portals just open up for you, and you become permanently magnetic to all that you desire. Energy likes to move. Energy should always be moving. Emotions are energy and motion, they should always be moving. But we tend to grab onto them and hold them and perpetuate them. So all of these things, these 7 ways I'm going to give you in this video to raise your vibration, are simply designed to keep things moving. As long as everything is flowing through and moving, then your vibration will always be high. We're always going to be experiencing highs and lows. Without one, we wouldn't know the other. That is just what nature is. That's what reality is. It's what duality is. Without duality, nothing would be known. So our focus is not to eliminate those lows completely, but more to feel them and to let them flow and not get stuck in them. So the first thing, which is going to sound so obvious given what I just said, hopefully anyway, is physical movement. Jump, get up, dance like crazy. Obviously dance like no one is looking. If dancing isn't quite your thing, if you're not quite free and open enough to dance yet, then yoga is absolutely fantastic. Yoga is specifically formulated to get that energy moving. I will link below some of the yoga that I do, which is yoga for manifestation, which really does focus on this, and it is absolutely amazing. You will feel incredible afterwards, honestly. The second thing, and it's very important to get this in there because I'm aware that there are people for whom movement is limited. And I don't want you to think that if you can't jump around, if you can't do yoga, I don't want you to think that's it, you're doomed, you're stuck in this low vibration, because it is not true. That is one tool. However, breath work, which is our second point, is so powerful. You can do an awful lot sitting perfectly still. In fact, you can do everything sitting perfectly still with the right breathwork techniques. So there are many breathwork tutorials on YouTube. I will be doing a whole series on breathwork, which I will link up here when I've done, if I remember. And if I haven't remembered, then let me know. Or just subscribe and look on the channel and I'll put it in a playlist so that everything's together and organized. Breathwork is phenomenal. Breathwork will change your life. Life is breath. Control of your breath, working with your breath, specific breathwork exercises will have such a profound impact on you in so many ways. When we master the breath, when we have control over the breath, you master everything else. You have control over everything else. Number 3, again, obvious, meditation. And again, this is something you can do without moving. Sometimes being still really is the best thing we can do. And if we can be still in body and in mind, then any resistance that we've created is let go of, and everything is allowed to flow. Everything can flow, everything can move, everything becomes easy, everything becomes high vibration. So number 3, meditation. 4, 5, and 6 are kind of linked together. They are what you consume, and I'm splitting this into what you consume with your body, what you consume with your mind, and what you consume with your spirit. So what you consume with your body, food and water, that's obvious. I'm not going to lecture you on what foods are good and what are bad, but generally eat food. You know, what actually resembles food, not something that comes out of a packet that has an expiry date in 12 months time or whatever. Water is another thing that's very important. We can do a lot with water, but that's a whole other topic on itself, seriously. Another thing that we are often less aware of is the products we put on our skin and, you know, what we surround our environment with. The skin is a good barrier, but your skin is also designed to absorb. Otherwise you wouldn't be putting those things on your body in the first place. You're putting them on to absorb them. So just be aware that what you put on your body is just as important as what you put in your body. Moving on to 5, which is what you consume with your mind. So what are you watching on television? What are you listening to? What are you scrolling through on your news feeds? What are you paying attention to? Your mind is amazing. Your mind is like a magnet. Even things you aren't aware of are being brought into this thing and held there. Some of them we want to hold on to, some of them just need to be let go of. But we absorb so much here. So the very least we can do is be conscious about what we consciously allow ourselves to absorb. A general rule I tend to go by is I don't allow myself to watch anything that I don't want to experience. Because when you're watching something, your mind doesn't know the difference between whether that's real, whether that's actually happening to you, or whether you're watching that movie. Your mind, your body react in the same way. You're going to produce the chemicals associated with the emotions that you feel, whether you are vicariously living that situation or whether you actually are living it. There's no distinction between whether something is real in this physical reality and happening to you, or whether you are experiencing it vicariously through the television. The response in your body is the same. So ask yourself if you want to experience that. And if you do, that's absolutely fine, that's not a problem. But for me personally, I often choose not to. And of course, social media. Simple question really, how does it make you feel? If it doesn't make you feel good, then stop doing it. If it does make you feel good, if it raises your vibrations, then brilliant, keep going, that's fantastic. Number 6 is about our spirit and taking care of that. And I think the best way to describe this really is just to remind yourself that everything is energy and that everything involves some kind of energy exchange. Energy is always moving, energy is always shifting, at least it should be. We don't want stagnant energy, we want to allow it to move. So what you surround yourself with is very important. What your environment looks like, how you interact with your environment, all of these little things like that. Spirit really encompasses everything. There's nothing that it doesn't encompass. So this will be very vague, but it's just to say, be aware. Be aware that everything is interconnected. Be aware that everything will have an effect. That's all you need to do, just be aware. Just be aware, and then slowly things will start to make sense and you'll start to see where you could and where you should start changing things. You might find surrounding yourself with certain things like crystals, for example, helps. Maybe clearing things out, maybe getting rid of old energies and things like that that no longer serve you, that no longer fit in the life that you have now, or no longer fit in the life that you were wanting to move towards. So number 7, the final thing, and probably the most important really, to be honest. Do this one thing and everything else is really taken care of. But the 7th thing is to lighten up. Don't take things so seriously. Always move towards a lighter feeling. Have fun. We are here to experience. We are here to live the highs and the lows. We're here to understand what they mean, what they feel like. We are here to just experience and have fun. So have fun. Don't take things too seriously. Don't focus too much on raising your vibration. Focus on what feels good. Focus on what makes you feel better. Focus on what makes you feel lighter. Focus on what makes you feel more free and happy. That is really all you have to do. So namaste for now. Please do give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already for a lot more things like this on law of attraction and spirituality and meditation.